Here it says point S, coordinate of S is S in 8, lies on a semicircle. First of all, to part A S to find S, so I have to find the coordinate of S. So here this S is from x-axis, so I have to find this S. We know here the distance. For part A, I try to use the distance formula. So for part A, I will write P, this distance, PO, I say the origin of this coordinate plane O. So PO has the same distance as SO because they are the radius of this circle. Anyway, first of all, I find the value of this distance. That would be the square root of xp minus 0 would be negative 10 minus 0 would be negative 10 to the power of 2 gives me 100 plus, and yp, that's 0 minus 0 gives me 0 to the power of 2 would be again 0. So the distance would be the square root of 100 gives me 10. So the radius is 10. So this distance is 10 as well, because it's a radius. Anyway, now I can find as we said, 10 equals the square root of xs, that means s minus 0 to the power of 2 plus, now 8 minus 0 to the power of 2, that would be 64. I raise both sides to the power of 2. So if I raise both sides to the power of 2, I will have 100 equals s squared plus 64. I bring 64 to the left side, that I will change the sign, would be 100 minus 64, that would be 36. So s squared equals 36. So s, as s is in the right side of a x-axis, so would be positive. So s equals positive and negative 6, that I only accept positive. So the coordinate of x, s would be 6 and 8. Would be 6 and 8. Now I will go for part B. For part B, first of all, I have to find the gradient of PS. Gradient of PS, I have a formula that says the gradient of PS is a y step over x steps. So y step says 8 minus 0 gives me 8. If I start and get S as a first point, I have to get it as a first point always for all to find all the steps. So for X step, again I say 6 minus 10. So with 6 minus 10, that would be 8 over 16. 8 over 16. That's, if I simplify, both divisible by 8, so would be 1. half the gradient of PS. So for part 2 of this, it says gradient of SQ. So again, I start gradient of SQ, Y steps over X steps. I get S as a first point, so Y steps would be 8 minus 0, it's 8, and X step would be 6 minus 10. So 6 minus, we see X step here is positive, so minus 10 would be 8 over negative 4. 6 minus 10 gives me negative 4, so 8 over negative 4, positive negative gives me negative, would be negative 2. I will go for part C. It says hints show that angle PSQ is a right angle 90 degrees. We have a rule that says any angle in semicircle at the circumference of the semicircle that's subtended to diameter like this would be right angle. But this time I want to use Pythagoras theorem to show it as well. So I say find the distance between SQ. So I will find the distance between SQ. Let me write SQ. SQ would be 6 minus 10. That would be 4 to the power of 2 gives me 16 plus 8 minus 0 to the power of 2, 64. That's 80, square root of 80. And now I will find distance SP. So SP would be the square root of XS minus XP would be 16 to the power of 2 plus and 8 plus 64. Okay, and PQ. So PQ I say XP minus XQ gives me 20 to the power of 2 gives me 20 to the power of 2, and P minus YQ, that would be 0. Now, to prove that it's follow Pythagoras theorem, it's hypotenuse. So I say hypotenuse to the power of 2, that means PQ to the power of 2, that's 20 to the power of 2, that's 400 equals SQ to the power of 2. SQ is a square root of 80 to the power of 2. So a square root of 80 to the power of 2 gives me 80 plus the square root of SP to the power of 2. SP to the power of 2 is 16 to the power of 2, that's 256 plus 64. If I add up 80 plus 256 plus 64 gives me 400. Exactly in the right side, I will have 400. So it's follow Pythagoras theorem rule. So I can say PQ is my hypotenuse and this triangle PSQ is right triangle.